She's not so much a blood taker. She was a blood giver. Like the way he's such a.
In 21st century, there was a family of vampires.
On an average
Wait, I gotta hear the blood giver.
They lived a fairly quiet life while drinking human blood. They discreetly. She was not a blood sucker, but a blood giver.
Oh, sucker.
Not a blood sucker, but a blood giver.
Sort of an unvampire.
Not a blood sucker, but a blood giver.
I love this part.
Yes.
Aw.
Blood giver.
Karin, tell me.
Why is that
how
MILF
is that
sitting there so
boy?
sexy?
What does that got to do with it?
In school.
You know, she's
how's
high
he in
class,
school?
sipping her
How
wine.
smart is the
Blood.
Oh, yes, her blood.
Really? That settles that then. He'll be your
Jeez.
tutor. I'm
Whoa.
sure that bright young man can teach you whatever you need to know.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
This means goodbye to the
Did
parent-teacher
her mom
conference for sure.
mean
Bye-bye, bad
he's gonna
grades.
train her with schoolwork?
Bye-bye.
I don't think Karin here is getting the right idea of what her mom wanted.
Well, schoolwork. She's doing it.
But didn't her mom mean something else?
No, her mom.
You're right. Maybe she was declining in
I
grades.
know what you kids have been doing.
I always try to do my best. I mean, I have goals in life, you know? I just want to be successful someday. I'm going to study hard, get a good job, be financially secure, have a real family, and be surrounded by the children I've raised. Then I'll be able to go to my grave without any regrets.
Do you
And then
realize
we got
that you're
Tim's
only
dream
a
over
high
here.
school student
I'd
and
like
you've
to
planned out your
sleep
whole
till
life
the
all
end
way to
of
the grave?
I go all the way to the grave.
You remember that?
Coffin.
To Boris Nikolaevich Yeltsin, who turned to Boris Gushenko, and he said to Boris Basilov that... Shut up! No, he said that...
I'm really confused. I don't get this at all. Might have missed something.
Yeah. Whoa!
There he goes!
3D model!
There he goes! Get him quick!
Also, they were 3D. Those are 3D renderings of them.
Be back.
She feels sad.
She can sense the depressing aura of the mother
You're
on
doing
him.
really well. Now, if there's
Like
a word you
resonates
don't
onto him.
understand, you can...
Time to tell you my true feelings. I don't just like you, I love you. I love you too. Oh, I think we're about to erupt. Let's have an explosion.
Oh my goodness! That's Jordy the puppet.
Tomorrow I must stop Karen from ruining her...
That filthy little puppet.
That was awful.
I'm sure kids were
Back
thinking,
later.
"Oh, explode with emotion."
Kenta! No,
What's wrong?
this can't be. There isn't anything in here but books.
Huh?
Karen, are you looking for this? Here.
Oh, it's rude.
That's the lunch I made for Usui.
You left it in the kitchen, so I brought it for you.
Did you get lost? Did
Did
you
you
miss
put
something?
those books in my bag in place of the
That just
lunchbox
sounded
so I
funny, cause like,
How did you know?
wait, were they sitting down to eat lunch?
Yes.
Back to me.
The scene prior was like, "I made you a special lunch today."
Possibly be a good
I thought they were
I even
sitting.
commented. I was like, she does that every
At
day.
first it's a light.
You must have not.
But then you
I wasn't paying attention because like when I came to,
Oh, we're about to...
they sat down in the library. I thought they were going to study, and she was like, "Oh, there is this books."
Oh, and like, okay.
It's like, what else are you gonna study with? It just sounded really stupid.
That's too bad.
They make Karin look so ugly when she cries in this show.
Blood.
Yeah, she just has like a
wait.
ton of water coming out of every hole in her head.
Mocha, you gonna be okay in there?
Ah!
Ooh, that's a good place to go, though.
I'm so sorry.
True.
Should aim for the
I have
toilet.
Papa, Mama, Andrew.
Please come back to Papa. I want you back
What in
home.
the hell?
Please come back to What? Boo 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 boo. Afterthoughts.
I'm loving it. You know, the father's really annoying me. Like, I don't...
He's getting a little too goofy. Like I get this is like an unrealistic anime, but
Yeah, and her mom's a bitch.
uh,
Dude, she's abusive. She's like beating her and stuff, man. Hitting her with slippers.
she did hit her.
And then the mom is so bad, dude. She's like, oh, Usuri can teach you everything. What did she say? Anything you need to know.
Everything you need to know. Yeah.
And she said it sexually to where Karin was like, oh my god.
She's a bad mama. By that I mean a bad influence on her children.
So the father's an idiot. The mama is an evil wench.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? We never found out what Usuri's mom was saying.
I think it was just about her dad, his dad.
Usuri's like, you know what day it is? Or like, you don't forget
Yeah.
to something.
So I think it had to do with his dad.
Yeah, but they never revealed it, so that's bad.
They never
Stupid.
they never confirmed it. Yeah, they just.
Well, I mean, I want some confirmation. Unless it's going to continue into the next episode, maybe.
Right.
But I felt that was left undone. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I thought it was cool that the dad was following them as a bat. That was kind of cool. I knew it was somebody. I actually thought it was like her brother or something, but it turned out to be her dad following her around when they're trying to study and stuff. But you know what I never understood is, in real life, I feel like it happens too, where the girl would be like, the girl and boy are like, we're not dating. Like, they're like, oh, your boyfriend and girlfriend. And they're like, no!
Right.
Why? Why not just be like, okay.
Yeah, like, they're not even... Well, clearly, they haven't even confirmed that to each other yet. Because he's like... Because the kids are like, oh, they're on a date. And then the teacher's like, yes. And then she's like, what do you mean yes? And she turns to Usui and is like, is this a date? Are we on a date? So apparently they don't even know. So that's probably why they're denying it. They're like, oh no, it's not true.
But that's the tension and everything for the show.
And I hate that. Yeah. Annoys me to hell and back when they...
Karin is really annoying.
Yeah, well...
Like, I feel like Karin is the antagonist of the show. Because she's stupid and she's such a child.
I know I said there wasn't much to the last one, but I feel like there's even less to talk about in this one. Like the last one I actually had quite a bit to talk about, but in this one I don't. What do I talk about? There's still not a thing.
I'll say this for the whole overarching series that it feels like just every episode is like day in the life of Usuri and Karin. Like we're just watching the crazy instance of the day. Like we're just watching what are they doing today that involves each other and being awkward. And I mean, like, Be Gotta HK was like one of the greatest romance animes I've ever seen, and after watching that, having to go back to this shoujo anime is awful. The writing's terrible. The characters are not realistic in any way.
No.
Like it's retarded.
Yeah.
And then Usuri in the library being like, I want to be the good man. I want to.
And this isn't even like a surrealist anime.
No.
It's like has pretty real elements and shit.
I want to have a good job and a good family and then die in my plot, in my grave. It's the regret of doing things wrong in your life. It's the regret of doing things. That's what it is. It's not like, oh, I regret that I didn't get a good job, or I regret that I... No, it's the regret of the things you did do. Because, like, regret, did you leave your children? Did you leave your wife, with the kids, Did you...
But at the same time, things you didn't do, too.
Well, yeah, but that's bear with me. That's of the causality of you doing something.
Of you doing that.
Because you slept instead of studied. You did that. You slept instead of studied, or whatever you chose to do in your life. That because if you say regret of the things you didn't do, regret in terms of the things you didn't do, then you're always gonna regret something. You didn't create cancer, the cure to cancer. You didn't.
Right.
You didn't, feed the hungry. You didn't. There's so many things in life that you should do as a good person or could do to benefit society, but on your deathbed, it's the things that you did, the regretful things that you did. Mm-hmm. Acting stupid in public, drinking at the bar instead of improving your skills.
Yeah. And while we're on the topic of Usui's dream, his goal in life, I know I said this before, but Usui he's just not an interesting character. He is not an interesting character.
That's true. That's probably another why this show is so boring.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think that's such lazy writing, saying like, oh, and because like, yeah, I have a dream. It's like, oh, what's your dream? My dream is to study hard and get a good job and have kids, and it's like. That's such lazy writing, because another thing too is like I'm really against that, because when I ask all my friends, growing into my 20s, I would ask my friends like we're all finishing high school, and we're all going to college, and we're all going on with our lives, and I'd always ask my friends like, what are you gonna do? And they're like, oh well, I'm just going to college next fall, and I'm gonna study to be this, not even like anything like spectacular, just like, oh, an accountant, or you know, just gonna be a office job worker, gonna work in advertising. You know, it's just boring. And I think it's lazy, not just from a writer's perspective in writing a story. It's lazy if you think that. Like, that's what I hate about societal norms. Not to sound like an SJW or anything, but how you grow up and from kindergarten, you're always told, all right, get straight A's, go to college, get good grades in college, and then you'll get a good job, and then you'll get married, then you'll have your 2 kids, and then you love your wife as a princess and treat her like a goddess, and then you die and you're good. And it's like,
don't choke on that blue pill.
It does not work out that way. It does not. Anybody who thinks they're just gonna go to college, and like, I'm not even talking about like specialist stuff, like you know, Jacob's going to a trade school to be a technician. That okay, you know, that's different.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna take general ed courses, or I'm just gonna take, you know, English, science, math, or whatever.
College is a waste of time if you don't have like an idea.
Yeah, and it's gotta be like a tech, a trade. Like if it's just regular college, like like one of the girls in my work, she no longer works there, and it's because she went off and I think she moved out of state or whatever, but she got her a degree in communications.
Didn't you tell me she said, oh, I can't do anything with it?
Yeah, she even admitted she can't do anything
with it. And
I
told you what the fuck? You're telling me how much a year do you spend on books?
It's gotta be at least like 30 grand. I don't know how expensive that, like, going down that major is, like being a major in communications.
I don't think you even make that much a year.
Barely. And so, like, it's freaking retarded.
It's like an annual salary, and you can't even do anything with it. You have it up on your wall. Hey, look, I went to college, and you live in. Where are you? Are you living in like a dorm or something? Like, what the?
And so that just upsets me when people like
time
say that.
And money. Sorry to interrupt, but time and money. Both 2 things. Both of those just completely wasted.
Yeah. So in my opinion, you have to just find your own path. If don't listen to what you've been listening to, you know, all your whole life. And then I think, but back to the main point, that's just lazy storytelling, and it's a lazy person who says that. And it's a waste of your money. Like, I didn't go to college. Right now I'm doing okay, to be honest with you. And I have my other friends that did like 3 years of college and then dropped out. And now they're like, you know, 50, 70 grand in debt with no job, no degree. And even if they do have a degree, like my brother, fuck, dude, my brother, he's an RN now and he makes over like 5 grand a month. And he works like 12 hours a day. He's miserable. And he barely can afford the place he's living at, which, I mean, he probably rents a high expensive place. But I mean, it's stupid because my brother, like, oh, he's making like $30 an hour, $35 an hour, and here I am making like minimum wage, doing my YouTube shit here. But you know, I'm living, I'm supporting myself. It's perfectly fine, you know.
Yeah.
What would you rather do? Work a 12-hour job making $35 an hour, but having no money to spend because you have high expense living and you're paying off your college. My brother isn't even paying off his debt yet. He's deferring his college payments and he still can't afford his living. Or would you rather live off minimum wage or maybe slightly above minimum wage, but you know, have a couple $100 a month to play some video games. You may not have any kids. Yeah, throw a woman in. That's an extra few $1,000s a month instead of playing on the side. Dipping your toes in the water every now and again, having your fun, you know. Yeah. But if you're not spending money on a full-time girlfriend, then you're saving like a couple $1,000 a month. Yeah. Not that much, but you're saving like a few $100 or $1,000 a month. And kids, having kids, man. Oh, geez. I mean, you can survive on 10 times less money without having a family, just living on your own. So you could be making just $1,000 a month and live on your own, versus making like $10,000 a month. You're barely surviving with your family. But anyway, yeah.
And do what you want to do. If you want to get married, more power to you. Just make sure you're not scrounging for pennies at the end of every month.
Yeah, be smart about it. Delay your gratification.
Smart about it. Yeah.
And live within your means.
Yes. And it's hard to do in the society where it's now, you know.
Every Wednesday, you can catch us.
All right.
12 noon.
Alrighty.
You want to see us later, you know what to do.
You sure do, don't you?
Peace, I do.
Bye-bye.
Close that down.